Hi everyone, in this lesson we're going to talk about word psychology. A lot of the time in life we think we know what we want. I want this, I'm going to do this, this is my plan, this is our goal, and we think it's going to happen. But our words say something different. Our words tell a different story. And if we watch the words closely, the words are not really so sure about the things we're going to do. And we could say this is the difference between our conscious mind, the things we know and we think we want, and the part that we don't know and we don't access, which has its own opinion on things and tells a different story sometimes. So we'll start with a common question that many of you will have heard is, do you speak English? Now, sometimes a person who has generally quite good English ability will answer this question like a little, or sorry for my English, sorry, or my English is terrible, when it isn't really, but because they know a certain amount of English, perhaps they feel like there's so much English out there for me to learn. I already know a lot, I can have a conversation, but there's so much out there so that they don't feel confident in describing their English as good as it is. Whereas some people who have really bad English skills, they feel fine about just saying, yes, I speak English, my English good. I speak English well, how are you? When really, if you compare the two people, sometimes the one who says my English is terrible is much better. Anyway, this was an introduction to say, if we can use word psychology, it's even if this is how we really feel, we know some English already. We don't feel it's the best English in the world, but we can use word psychology to say, the answer to this question, do you speak English? Yes, I speak English. You don't have to say it's the best English. You don't have to say, oh, my English is fantastic. You don't have to do anything like that. But if we use word psychology, which means to talk about ourselves in a positive sense, in a way that helps us to have conversations, in a way that helps us to speak English more. Because sometimes if you say this to people, do you speak English? And you say a little, the other person will think, oh, you barely speak English, so we can't have a conversation. I'll just talk to this person over there. So if you reply that way, you can close the conversation. If you say, sorry for my English or my terrible English, the other person might think, oh, it's going to be too hard to speak to you. So as much as you can, try to answer the question, yes, I speak English. And there you go, you can continue the conversation after that. Moving on to the things that we say to ourselves, so much of the time we say, you know what, I should do that, I really should. Oh, I really should lose weight. I should lose weight. We can say, I should study harder. I didn't do well in that exam. I should study harder. I really should. Or we could say, perhaps we're not happy in our job. We could say, I should look for a new job. I know I should. So when we say I should like this is a way that we talk to ourselves in our heads and we tell ourselves what we should do that. We should. But the thing about using should is often it's not a very powerful statement and it's not like we really mean it. We're just telling ourselves off. We're just attacking ourselves in our own mind and being disappointed with ourselves. So instead of saying I should lose weight, we could use more active language such as I am losing weight. I'm doing that now. Or more positive, I will lose weight. If I say I will lose weight, I'm more certain about it. So be aware of saying should. I really should, because it doesn't have a lot of action in it, and it is just picking on ourselves and having a hard time on ourselves when we say I should. Let's look at I have to. When we use have to, that's about obligation. You have no choice. This thing, I must do it. I have no choice. So when we say we have to, often we take the power outside of ourselves, and we take the power outside of ourselves because we have no option now. So if I say I have to work late, where's the obligation to? Is it your boss? Is the obligation to your boss? Is the obligation to yourself? Maybe if you work for yourself, then it's true, I have to work late. But again, when we use this obligation, we take the power from us. So we could, if we're using word psychology, although it doesn't always make the most natural sentence, it's a way to bring that power back to ourselves and make the choice to work ours. Instead of I have to work late, it's not my choice. I must, I can't do it. I say I am working late. It's my decision, it's my choice, it's my power to do the action. If I say I have to clean up, who said? Your mum? You're 35 years old now and you have to clean up? So we can take the action back and the power, and we say, I will clean up, I will clean up, it's my mission. So that's what I mean about it can sound unnatural, but at least the power is your own if you say I will clean up. And here's another one. I have to mow the lawn. Have to mow the lawn. That grass is always growing. Now we could say, you know what, it's Saturday, I want to mow the lawn. It's not a sentence that people probably say that often, I want to mow the lawn, but why not? Isn't it better to desire to do something rather than be forced to and not have any choice and it all be obligation? Let's look now at the intention strength. An intention is the idea that you have that you will do. It's like your plan in the future. Let's look at these examples which are all about smoking. I'm trying to give up smoking. Well, you know what? A lot of the time when we try things, we fail. More people fail when they try something new than they succeed. So if you ever see trying to, usually trying to is going to fail. Person saying I'm trying to, they don't really believe in their ability to do that thing. So when I say I'm trying to give up smoking, it's probably not going to happen. So you wouldn't say that if you really meant it. Next, I hope I can quit. I hope. I'm too weak. I couldn't possibly do it, but I hope one day, if God helps me, I might be able to. So if you say hope, it's almost impossible. You don't believe in your ability to do it. Same with wish, very similar meaning. I wish I could stop smoking. It's just too hard. It's just such a dream, like winning the lottery or going to the Maldives on a desert island holiday. It's such a dream. I wish I could. So that person as well doesn't really believe in themselves. I'm going to quit soon. Going to always means, this is present continuous, but it means not right now. Going to is always slightly further off in the future. I'm going to quit, and then also plus soon. Soon's not now. So if someone's delaying it, they don't really believe it themselves. If you are going to quit cigarettes, you'd quit it today rather than, just 2 more days, just 3 more hours. You would quit now if you really meant it. And another one, I might quit soon. I might. It's an idea. I've considered it. I've thought about it. I might quit soon. Yes, you might, but you might not equally, and you probably won't. So the more active language to use in these situations is to say something like, I've quit. Even if you just smoke the cigarette and put it out on the floor just then, from that moment, and it was 10 seconds ago, say, I quit, or I've quit. Or you could say, I used to smoke, and there goes your last cigarette on the floor. More examples coming up. Before I was talking to you about the negative things that we want to stop, but we can also use word psychology when there are the things that we want in life and to go towards our goals. But our words sometimes show that we don't really seriously mean those things that we desire. So let's look at things that never happen. You like painting, and you say to me, I want to start painting again. I really want to start painting again. That means eventually. I want to, but because I'm not starting it now, it's still a desire. It hasn't happened yet. I'm not really feeling it 100% yet. So if you said that to me, I know that you're still not certain to do it because you haven't started yet. You haven't called up. You haven't found the class. Your desire is there, and maybe your desire is growing, but it hasn't become your action yet. Let's look at, I'm starting tennis lessons again. I'm starting tennis lessons again. You already played tennis before. You quit. And now you get back to playing tennis. I am starting again. You're certain. I am is happening. But because you're starting it again is, in the meaning of this sentence, it's not tomorrow or it's not today. Again has the meaning of soonish. Maybe next week, maybe a few weeks, we don't know. So it's more likely to happen than the first example, but it's still that first time you're going, it hasn't happened yet. Next is, I'm thinking of starting rowing again. I'm thinking of something. I'm thinking of it. I'm considering it. It's a good idea. I did it before. I could do it again. I'm thinking of it. I like that idea, but I like thinking about it more than actually doing it, because rowing is kind of hard work. So it's more fun just to think about it and consider the idea than actually take action. Next is, I might start yoga again. We looked at that before with the smoking example. I might, yeah, I could do that. Or otherwise, I just like to talk about all the hobbies that I might do one day because it's something to talk about rather than actually getting started. Next is, I'd really like to start singing lessons again. I'd really like, strong desire, I'd really, really, really like, but it hasn't happened yet. Maybe there's something in your life like you don't have the time or you can't afford the lessons, whatever it is. Something is blocking your desire now because although you really like it, you haven't made the arrangement or the plan to do it. And the last example here is, maybe I'll start learning French again. We know whenever we see that word maybe, or whenever we see the word might, it's probably not going to happen, or at least not happen right away. So when I say I might start French again, I quit it before because I got bored, but I might start again. It's still just a possibility. So how we turn these thoughts and things we might do, how we use word psychology here, is to change the language by using I am. When we use I am, it's going to happen. I am starting French lessons again, or I am starting French lessons again tomorrow or next week. That's the way we make our little ideas and the things we say we're going to do, but we don't really mean. When we use word psychology, we're giving more power to ourselves to make those things actually happen. So thanks for watching, everyone. I've got a quiz on this lesson, which you can go and do now, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.